If I were to only make one video, this would be it because I feel it's that important. I'm going to explain where this lost knowledge came from, how to use it to enhance your life, and also the dangers of living without it. This crude illustration from the famous Italian poet Dante explains how to live an epic life where we can achieve the seemingly unachievable. To understand how this is possible, we first need to go back thousands of years. Please stay with me because this isn't a detour, it's vital information you need to know. You see, in the far past, it was easier to live a rewarding life. It would look something like this. We were raised by a community working together until we reached puberty. At this point, we would undergo an initiation which would mark our ascension into adulthood. All the way up until this point, we were instructed using religion, mythic stories, and rituals. As an adult, we would then participate in the survival of our tribe by either hunting, fighting, organizing, reproducing, and the list goes on. Our goal would be to rise in the social hierarchy and also contribute to the expansion of our clan. Our ultimate goal would be to live up to the ideals that our religion and myths instilled in us. Our lives now usually take a more sinister shape. We are raised without any guiding principles, and it's becoming all too common for our goals to not truly give us joy. Yes, we are advancing as a civilization, but at what cost to each of us? There must be a better way. So what did Dante the poet figure out? He realized that in the absence of any useful cultural myths for him to follow, he needed to create his own personal myth, a structured way in which his life should ideally unfold. Simple, yes, but probably more profound than you realize at this moment. Let me prove it to you. To prove the importance of this idea, let's look at what happens when someone lives a life without a guiding structure. It's dreadful, and I hope this will never happen to you. This person had fun in their youth, all the way up to high school, and maybe even into their 20s. Then they needed to do everything and anything they could to make money, not just to survive, but to buy things they didn't really care about, and to appear successful to others that didn't really matter to them. They got older and more miserable because they idealized their youth and disregarded the present. Eventually their health failed and they died regretting that they neglected their passions, their family, and the amazing experiences their life could have given them. A lot of you are thinking one of two things at this moment. One point of view is that you feel like you are somehow immune to getting sucked into a horrible life. Another point of view is that you think there is nothing you can do to actually change the circumstances around you. It would be wise to let go of these thoughts and realize that with a North Star to guide you, you absolutely will live a better life. If you accept this, which you should, then the next question is, how do I actually go about creating this beacon to follow? To help you craft your personal myth that will lead you forward, let's look at a couple of examples. First, let's look at Dante's idea of how to live. Then let's look at mine. But most importantly, there will be a framework that is most likely going to be closer to yours, especially if you're under 30. Hopefully, after these three examples, you'll have a better idea of how to think about your life going forward. The following is Dante's life cycle. From birth to age 25 is infancy, when you should develop and learn. This is the time of the student. Age 25 to 45 is maturity, when you take action and use your knowledge to make an impact on the world. This is the time of the knight. From 45 to 70 is when you use your wisdom to instruct and judge. This is the time of the sage. From 70 on is decrepitude, where you look back on your life and prepare for death. The time of the spiritualist. I like Dante's myth, but my myth is probably a more useful modern example for you. It's written in more of a story format, which I would recommend you do as well. I was born with a lot of innate talent, but was raised in very traumatic circumstances. I thereby was led astray from my true purpose in life. As a young adult, I pursued goals that were self-serving and ultimately unfulfilling. As I grow older, I'm utilizing my natural talent for analyzing patterns, reflecting on my past successes and failures, and then applying these things to understanding our world. As I move forward, my goal is to help others by imparting wisdom and helping them live better lives. Finally, here's an example mythic structure that might be closer to your life. You were raised in a society that didn't have your best interests at heart. You always felt that you were different in some way, but you didn't know how. All throughout your youth, you had brief glimpses of your greatness, but you never were able to pursue an ideal path for yourself. Now, as you're getting older, as you've failed over and over again, you're becoming weaker. The world is wearing you down. There still is something inside you, though. Something waiting to be unlocked. At this point, you're searching. You're watching videos like this. You desperately want a change, but nothing seems to be happening. You're a fighter, though. You will not give up. Eventually, you will find the passion, the mentor, and the path that will lead you to the treasures that you seek. And once you're on the road to your destiny, it will get harder. There will be seemingly insurmountable obstacles, but you will do what all heroes do. You will endure and keep going. You will eventually reach your goals and be able to help the people that you love. The key is to internalize whatever mythic structure you create for yourself. What Dante realized, and what we all need to realize, is that you can actually be the author of your own life. Look for inspiration from myths that you love, like Star Wars, The Odyssey, Harry Potter, and the like. Look into Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey if you really want to go down the rabbit hole. Here's a final piece of advice. Find something you're passionate about. Any myth needs to begin with a strong goal and a reason you want to achieve it. If you truly enjoy an activity, and you can honestly say that it isn't because you've been deceived, that is, you're just addicted to something, then follow that bliss, no matter how crazy it seems. I urge you to accept your call to adventure and realize that you are the hero of your life.